second Sunday of Roland-Garros and a sun-filled day that has seen spectators sit back, relax and enjoy the tennis. While for the players it was hard work under the bright skies, so staying cool, whether on court or watching from the stands, was a priority. Conditions were perfect for tennis with the round of 16 underway, but important to stay hydrated on court and comfortable off it on one of the hottest days of the tournament so far. Whatever it took was done to stay cool and composed in the heat of the day. Good evening and welcome to Live at RG. The end of the first week and the quarterfinals are starting to take shape. And here for you is a little bit of what's coming up on tonight's show. There's a first Grand Slam quarterfinal for the world number 3. Well, for Dominic Thiem, it's a third straight Roland-Garros last 8 place, as the 2016 champion Novak Djokovic looks to join them in week 2. If you would like to get in touch with us, as ever, use the hashtag RG18. You can find us on the YouTube and Facebook platforms for Roland-Garros. And if you want to keep up to date with the tennis, it is still going on. Plenty of tennis still to be played, and the conditions are clear. You can go to rolandgarros.com or check out the Twitter or Instagram feeds. As always, I'm very happy to say that alongside me we have Nick and Camille. Camille, how's your Sunday been?
Perfect. Great matches, big fights. We're going to talk about that. But it was such a nice day and nice weather. So it was perfect for everybody, the public and the players.
It was a perfect day to bring the family along to Roland-Garros. Nice weather, great tennis. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, no, perfect atmosphere. The grounds are packed today. And this is these couple interesting days when we really turn the corner. We go from everything feeling so crowded in the draws, and now we're almost into the quarterfinals. You can feel the business part of the tournament taking shape.
I know, it feels to be going really quickly. We would love to hear from you, so use the hashtag RG18. Another very important member of our Live at RG team is somewhere out there in Roland-Garros. Good evening, Eli.
Hey guys, I am courtside in one of my favorite spots here in the corner of Philippe Chatrier, watching the Djokovic-Verdasco. Djokovic up 2 sets and a break. It's been a little bit over 2 hours now that these guys have been going at it. A few numbers for this match, interesting numbers. Novak Djokovic going for his 12th quarterfinal here at Roland-Garros. 12th quarterfinal, which is huge in 14 Roland-Garros appearances. He is also going for his 40th Grand Slam quarterfinal. Now, that is a huge number because that would put him number 3 behind Connors, 41, and behind Federer, 52. So that's a huge achievement. That's consistency. That's Novak Djokovic. And he is becoming better and better. He is, he came back from injury. He had a tough Indian Wells, tough Miami. And then things started shaping up on the clay. And they're just getting better and better. And Novak Djokovic is becoming more and more himself on the other side of the net for Fernando Verdasco. Can't say the exact same stats for him on clay. He has yet to reach the quarterfinals at Roland-Garros in 14 attempts. So, it's very surprising for a guy like him, such a good player, clay player, not to have reached the last 8 here. He's hoping to do it, but it ain't looking good, guys.
Eli, thank you. We'll be checking with Eli a little bit later in the show. But from a man who's looking for his 40th Grand Slam quarterfinal, we start our highlights and our roundup of the day with a young man who's just achieved his first. And we start with the world number 3 and second seed Sasha Zverev through to that first Grand Slam quarterfinal. He came from 2 sets to 1 down for a third consecutive match to beat the Russian Karen Khachanov in 3.5 hours, saying afterwards, Zverev, that the support of the fans has made a difference. Next up, Dominic Thiem.
Incredible effort today also from Madison Keys. She is also into her first quarterfinal here at Roland-Garros and completes the Slam quarterfinal lineup, having done it at the other 3, 6-1, 6-4 over Mihaela Buzărnescu, who took out Alina Svitolina. And Madison Keys, not a big fan of the clay. Well, she said she likes it just a little bit more after the win today.
To someone who absolutely adores the clay, because there is a third straight Roland-Garros quarterfinal for Dominic Thiem and a first win over Kei Nishikori. After racing through the first couple of sets in under an hour, Nishikori took the third before Thiem finished the match with his second match point. It sets up a repeat of the recent Madrid final, which Zverev won.
Yeah, great performance for Dominic Thiem today, because it was not that easy against Nishikori.
Not easy at all, but it was very easy, Camille, for Sloane Stephens dropping just
surprise,
2 games.
Nick, yeah.
This was surprising. I think a lot of people thought Annette Kontaveit might actually win this match, but did not show up with her best tennis. Sloane Stephens in 52 minutes. She hits 12 winners. Camille almost wins 90% of her first serve points, and she's into the quarterfinals, having been in the 4th round 4 times previous, a first-time quarterfinalist.
Yeah, we didn't expect her to do that good on clay, but she's there, she's fit, and if she's serving good and hitting a lot of winners on clay, well, she's going to be dangerous.
And very relaxed. I went to her press conference after, lots of smiles from Sloane, a big smile on the face of Yulia Putintseva. She had not won 4 matches in a row since last February, 15 months ago. But Putintseva, Poots, she's into the quarterfinals for the 2nd time in 3 years. This is a win over Barbara Stricheva. Convincing.
Yeah, and they have the same kind of game, and Putintseva was just more consistent than Strikova today, missing less, and she's so happy. She knew it was a tough match for her.
I find her a little bit scary, especially with that roar at the
celebration.
end.
I need that to be the new Camille Pan sting, is the Putintseva double lawnmower
Just
roar.
The double lawnmower roar. How about that? If I can, I'd like to take you back to the first match point, which was Sasha Zverev, and just have a quick listen to, it's a little clip from his press conference when he was asked if he was happy to have reached his first Grand Slam quarterfinal.
I'm very pissed off about it. I want to be home right now. No. I mean, I think you can answer that question yourself. I'm happy, but this is not the end. This is the quarterfinals. It's not Sunday. So it is Sunday, but I mean like a week later Sunday, not this Sunday I meant.
Okay, so we finally figured out which Sunday it was, and it's not the Sunday he would like, but it is a Sunday, and he's going to get through to the Monday, can we?
Yeah, definitely, but I don't know, but Nick, are you like that when you're happy? Are you happy? Yeah.
Yes, I am happy.
I hope you're more happy when you're happy, you know what I mean?
No, he was very happy today. The youngest quarterfinalist here since Juan Martín del Potro in 2009.
But Camille, he's 21 and he's cool.
Yeah,
so he's kind of like
kind
of like a cool happy.
Cool happy. Yeah,
cool
maybe,
happy.
maybe we're old. That's it. That's the reason.
Oh, okay. Let's not go down that road. Right, from someone who is very young to someone who's just a little bit older, and someone who's older than that, because they both feature in Camille Pan's match of the day.
Serving
well, at least you're not
Camille's
hitting each
match
other
of the
now.
day. That was a good serve for me,
Yeah,
right?
we're friends now.
She's been coaching me.
So, the match of the day.
Yes.
I chose Dominic Thiem against Kei Nishikori because it was such a battle today we were expecting, and Dominic Thiem was just very powerful to just put Nishikori far away from the baseline and then to play shorter to make him come into the net. He doesn't like Nishikori like that, running in front of him close to the net, and then you can see the passing shot. Everything is settled before. It's it's a logic from Dominic Thiem, and I think it was a very good tactic today against Nishikori.
And I was so impressed with the way he played those first 2 sets. 6-love, 6-2 against someone like Kei Nishikori, who's been a Grand Slam finalist. He came out not only with intensity to me, Camille, but intent to win this match.
Yeah, you can see this shot. He just overpowered him. And we know Nishikori is very good running at the baseline, but he was too powerful. And he dropped a set, but he played really bad at 5-all in the 3rd set. He just gave the break to Nishikori. So he was just leading all the time. He just missed a little bit when in the end of this set, but otherwise he was just leading the whole match. And you can see how powerful and how intense was all the strokes today from Dominic Thiem.
And what I was most impressed with, too, is last year when he had a lead on Juan Martín del Potro at the U.S. Open, that famous match which Dominic Thiem really crumbled against Delpo. Today, the energy after he dropped that 3rd set, it went up an octave. He knows that he belongs in the quarterfinals at this tournament, and I know that he and Gunter Bresnik are now going to put together a game plan to try to win that quarterfinal against Sasha Zverev.
And in terms of the stats from this contest, did they back up the result and the scoreline for Dominic Thiem today?
Yeah, he served really well. He hit 41 winners today. Look at that, 82% of first serves won against Kei Nishikori, who's one of the best returners in the game.
Yeah, he couldn't return properly today, Nishikori, as if he couldn't control the ball. The ball was flying, and I believe that it was because of the quality of Thiem's serve today. And look at that, you know, how intense was the stroke and the backhand. Of course, we know that it's a big strength for Dominic Thiem, but everything he managed to do was very impressive today. And it, as you said, like mentally, to come back right away in the fourth set is very interesting for him.
And just at the conclusion of the match, we managed to get a word with Dominic Thiem's coach, Günter Bresnik.
I think he played two first-grade sets, the first two close to perfection. Then Nishikori changed a little bit his game, he also, especially his serving. Dominic didn't have that many break chances anymore, and if it gets to 5-4, it's always tough. And at 5-6, he just played one really bad game. The really only bad game of the whole match with one double fault and 3-4 mistakes. And this to lose like this with having had one break chance and uses it, and Dominic I think had a few and didn't. But it's the way it is. And therefore, I'm more than happy the way he came back in the fourth set, by also struggling at the beginning with the return games. But even by missing a great opportunity to go up love 40 in the seventh game, it was a bomb of a return he hit for 4-3, and then he was cool enough to serve it out.
Günter Bresnik, happy with Dominic Thiem's performance. I just want to get Günter a slightly bigger hat. I can't stop looking at the hat,
so
Camille.
good. No, I love it
Does it not need to be a size bigger?
It's great. Don't change
great,
your
no?
hat,
Yeah.
Günter.
Just put
Reminds us of, you know, the past with all those kinds of hats we used to wear in the tennis
Bucket
world,
hat.
you know.
Okay.
Normally it's over, but like Günter is just.
It's good. Günter doesn't care. He's doing his
He
own
was actually,
thing.
Eli spoke to him, and Eli actually mentioned the hat, and he said, I just really like the hat. This is the size it came in, and I'm going to wear the hat. So Günter Bresnik and the hat, which you'll see throughout the year. Now, I do want to cross back to Eli, because there's an awful lot of noise coming from behind us, which is Philippe Chatrier. Eli, what is the state of play with the Novak Djokovic-Fernando Velasco match?
The state of play, Gigi, is 5-2 when they get up. Oh, sorry. I got to do the wave because that's what's going on here on court, the Mexican wave. 5-2, Novak Djokovic ready to serve for the match and for looking to qualify for his 12th Roland-Garros quarterfinal, 40th Grand Slam quarterfinal. That's starting right now.
Much, Eli, and I'm sure we'll be back to Eli very shortly if and when Novak Djokovic closes out that match. But in the meantime, we wanted to talk today because everybody has started talking about the match between Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams, the quarterfinal, Camille, that we've been waiting for, the quarterfinal that is upon us very soon. It's on Philippe Chatrier. I think it's third match on Philippe Chatrier tomorrow. But the question we're asking, and before we hear from them, can I just ask you, we want to talk rivalries. Do you see Sharapova Williams as a rivalry because it's so lopsided in the head-to-head 19-2?
Actually, when you see, you know, like the matches before, like Serena won almost all the matches. But in my opinion, they are both stars. And for me, as you said, like Roger and Rafa, even if on clay we know Rafa is going to win, it is a battle, you know, because they are stars. They are not just common players.
So it's what they bring from off the court as well.
Yeah, like what they are, the charisma, you know, and also like worldwide they are famous. So for me, this is not only like the tennis; it's everything around that makes such a rivalry. And that's why for me, this is a great match because maybe Serena is going to win again and again, but Maria is a star and she's going to face another star, and that's exciting.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree with that, especially because we always pay attention, and it's always a big match when they play each other. Obviously, Serena has her number, but we're talking about it. So to me, that's what a rivalry encourages discussion.
It was two of the most attended press conference yesterday. They didn't want to speak about what they'd just done. They wanted to ask questions about what was coming up. So here for you is just a little bit of what Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams had to say about this upcoming quarterfinal.
She's probably a favorite in this match, for sure. I think this will be another test. I think this is one of her best surfaces, and she always does really, really well here. So this will be a good opportunity for me kind of to see where I am and just hopefully continue to go forward.
I think anytime you play against Serena, you know what you're up against. You know the challenge that is upon you, and you know, despite the record that I have against her, I always look forward to coming out on the court and competing against the best player.
I feel like whenever I play her, obviously I go out there the way I play everyone else. I go extremely hard, and I don't play anyone different. I play everyone so hard because they play me really hard, and I always have to be ready for it.
I think there's a lot of things in her game that she's done much better than I have, and I mean the records don't certainly elaborate on that. I mean, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie indeed, and if you look at those numbers, it's not good for Maria Sharapova. 19-2, and actually Serena Williams 18 match wins in a row. That includes 4 matches on clay, and actually they met here in the final in 2013, and it was a very close, actually one of their best fought matches, 6-4, 6-4, and I remember being courtside for some of this match, Camille, and it was a hard fought match, but you felt like once Serena had that first set, she really was the one playing with house money. She was the one being aggressive, and Maria just didn't have the answers for Serena.
Yeah, I think she was so aggressive. She's capable of just being more aggressive in those moments where she's facing stars, and because she likes that. Serena, she wants to be the number one. She wants to be above, and I think that's why she just won this match, because Sharapova was playing very good at this time, but she knew how to play like 120% of her game that day.
And I usually believe what Serena Williams says. I don't believe she plays Maria Sharapova like she plays everyone else. I think she brings just a little extra to the court.
I agree with you, Nick.
Live pictures for you here of the 2016 champion Novak Djokovic. He's come through comfortably in straight sets against Fernando Verdasco. Camille, as Fernando Verdasco, who was treated for a blister, leaves Philippe Chatrier, Novak Djokovic is through to another quarter-final here.
Yeah, and it's quite a surprise because I thought Verdasco would be very tough for Novak Djokovic. We could see Novak just improving match after match, but for me, Verdasco was a tough player for him, and now he showed us that he was there, he was back.
Yeah, he feels like he's gaining steam in this tournament coming into the quarterfinals. I mean, still that weird number next to his name, 20, is his seed because he had that time off after Wimbledon last year, but he's gaining steam, and I think the rest of the draw, including Rafael Nadal, should take a little bit of note of the form that Novak Djokovic is rounding into.
And we should say that Novak Djokovic will face the winner of David Goffin and Marco Cecchinato. And the last time I checked into that, Goffin wasn't doing so well. He'd had the doctor and the trainer out. I mean, we know Goffin can turn these things around, but that would be the next possible opponent.
Yeah, actually, he's not feeling great. We didn't know if he was just tired about his match yesterday. And then he called the physio, and he seemed like to have a pain in the shoulder or the elbow. And then he managed to come back in the second set. And we said, oh, okay, maybe the treatment was so good. And actually in the third, he was down and he was not running that well. So I don't know if it's a lack of energy and some pain in the arm. And he was not serving that well. And Cecchinato is playing amazing.
He really is. Cecchinato is going through a purple patch at the moment, and what a scout that would be if he could come through against David Goffin. Just some recent footage for you here of the match that's taking place on Susan Longland. If Cecchinato, Nick, could come through this, what a scout for the young Italian.
That would be absolutely bonkers for Cecchinato if he could come through. These guys played a few weeks ago, and David Goffin had no problem in that match whatsoever. I think he dropped 3 games, something like that. So this is a young kid who's played a lot of his matches on the challenger level. We saw David Goffin as a lucky loser in 2012 here, test Roger Federer as a lucky loser, but this would be a big moment, catastrophic really, especially for the men's draw. If you have Novak Djokovic into the quarterfinals, unexpected a little bit, taking on Marco Cecchinato.
I want to take us back to our discussion. If you'd like to get involved, use the hashtag RG18. We're talking rivalries, and maybe one of the questions today, this evening, is do you see Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams as a rival? Is that a rivalry for you, or is it not? Because it's so lopsided and so weighted, 19-2 in Serena Williams' favour. Well, to get a word on this and a view on this, someone that knows Serena Williams better than most, her coach, Patrick Mouratoglou.
It feels like playing a final before the final. We know that it's always big matches. Serena knows she has to play her best tennis, and probably Maria too. So I mean, she's very excited, and I feel Serena's ready. The head-to-head between Serena and all the top tens is the same. It's just that she played Maria many more times than she played the other one, so it's more impressive. But I mean, rivalry is like sometimes one is winning, sometimes the other one. In this case, we cannot say that, so I don't think it is.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? You're using their star quality as being what leads this rivalry. With Patrick Mouratoglou, they're looking at the record in tennis saying, well, I don't see it as a rivalry.
Yeah, but in the end, he started saying it's the final before the final. So, you see, it's kind of
Yeah, mixed messages.
I agree when you look at the numbers, of course. But for me, there's a mental part that is important to see and to analyze as well. It's not nothing. Two big stars facing each other on center court. It's not nothing.
And it's interesting that Serena Williams is saying, well, look, I'm just waiting to see where I am. I'm looking at my fitness and really playing it down a little bit. Maria Sharapova, it's tough. If she wins, people will say it wasn't Serena Williams at her fittest physically. If she loses, it will be, well, hang on a second, you can't beat a player who's not back up to where she was.
But the thing is, tomorrow they're both going to be like in a different position. Maria is coming back as well. So it's going to be a new match, I believe, for both players because they don't know where they are, and it's going to be very interesting to see for the future how they're going to manage this match.
And don't think that Serena Williams telling the press that Maria's the favored one, she's the one that's been back for longer. That's just lofting out a little bit of a mind game, which is fine.
I had a kid,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, exactly. but you know, the teams of Thomas Hogstead for Maria and Patrick Mouratoglou, who we just heard from for Serena, they will do everything in their power, as we talked about yesterday, to prepare these two women for this matchup. And Maria, you know, on the clay especially, she is going to do everything she can to take the game out of Serena's control and try to put it on her racket. She played so well against Karolina Pliskova, which is a good thing. She's got to show up again against Serena.
And Serena Williams came into a press conference and said, can we keep it quick? Because I've got a screaming baby at home. And I need to get back and I have other priorities. Now, if we're not looking at this, Patrick Mouratoglou said he doesn't see it as a rivalry. Hashtag RG18. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. What we've done is we've put together a list of rivalries throughout the years. And there might be some on this list that you're going to look at and say, well, I don't think that's a rivalry. There might be your favorite rivalry. If you're looking at these, Camille, which one stands out for you? Which one for you is the rivalry?
I would go for Agassi-Sampras.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I was young. Well, I'm still young, but
yes, you are.
I hope you would say that.
Yes.
But no, I really like this rivalry because both players, they were different. And for me, it was, I had the shorts from Andre Agassi.
Did you?
Yeah, like
the denim shorts?
Yes, yeah, of course. So it reminds me a lot of things.
I love that.
Hopefully you didn't have the Agassi hairpiece, too.
No.
I wasn't going to bring in the hair. I was
it.
just going to assume that she wouldn't have the hair. But it's amazing looking at some of those numbers, including the Novak Djokovic and the Rafa Nadal up there. It's incredible.
It's insane. For me, it was crazy to look back at Borg McEnroe only played 14 times, but in a span of 4 years, 7-7 on each side. Very even and intense matches, obviously, at Wimbledon, the historic one. And then to see that Rafa and Novak have played over 50 times, and just perhaps that we could see them play, maybe, in the final here.
Because we've been talking about Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams, we spoke a short while ago to Chris Clary of the New York Times, and he spoke about maybe his favorite female tennis rivalry from years gone by.
Women's side, the one I enjoyed the most was Celis Graf. It was early in my career when I started out, and that was just a fantastic matchup in terms of strengths, with Monica taking both the ball so early off both sides, really the first woman to do that against Graf's classic slice. And the personalities as well. Graf more restrained, Monica before the stabbing, so exuberant, so full of life and personality and showing it out there. So that was a great one to watch. And Monica really dominated that early on. People forget that.
It comes into it, doesn't it, Camille, with rivals, and it goes back to the very start of your point about Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova, personalities, star quality. Chris Clary there, yes, he loved the matchup on court, but he also loved the personalities that they brought to the court.
Yeah, for me, it's something very important. And when the female tennis was on top, I believe it was Graf and Celeste, of course, but you remember maybe Clijsters, like the Williams were there, Mauresmo, Henin, and because they had different personalities, and it was a great time because of that. The tennis was great, but also the way they were acting on court was very important for me.
And Chris also brought up Novak against Roger because he said he likes the contrast of styles, but also that there's a little bit of edge between those two guys when they faced off. And when we put together that list earlier today, there were so many rivalries that we didn't get to put in there. You know, you look at Serena against Justine Henin, especially on this court. There's so many rivalries over the years to pick from and choose from. And perhaps we'll get another chapter tomorrow. Well, we will get one, but we'll see how it shapes out with Maria and Serena, number
Let's
22.
check tomorrow.
We'll check in tomorrow, right here.
And remember, we are with you every night from 7 o'clock, and it's third match on Philippe Chatrier. Hashtag RG18, let us know your favourite rivalry, and do you think that Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams is a rivalry, or can it not be a rivalry because it's so lopsided? That's the hashtag you need to use on Twitter. We will keep an eye on that. And don't forget, you can keep an eye on us through Instagram, there's Facebook, there's YouTube pages, the show every night, 7 o'clock, and we will have reaction to their quarter-final tomorrow night live right here. I want to hear from another woman now, Petra Kvitova. She's no longer in the tournament. What we've been doing with some players is putting together their postcard from Paris, their favourite bits about France, their favourite memories from around here. So next up, she might not be here any longer, but her memory lingers on, as does Petra Kvitova's postcard from Paris.
If you were trying to convince someone to come to Paris, to come and visit, what would you tell them about Paris, the city, why it's so magical?
Well, we all know that it's a romantic city, right? So I think it's for the birds who really in love, so they should visit it for sure. My favorite place is probably the Eiffel Tower. It's the place around it as well. It's just beautiful to be there. Not really feeling as a city for me over there. I've been on the Arc de Triomphe as well, and the view from there is just beautiful.
What do you like to do to relax, to just have time with Petra?
Well, obviously, when I can see my friends and family is the best time ever, right? So that's what I'm enjoying the most. Just going to the cinema or going for a coffee or have just a lot of chat with my close people is probably the best. And if not, I like to walk sometimes somewhere in the city. I like to watch the movies or reading the books.
And are you ever listening to music before your matches?
I do always, actually.
And what do you like to listen to?
Well, I do have a mix of the songs in my iPod, but in the overall, I like rock, more pop probably. I like some Czech singers as well, so I have everything there.
What would you be doing if you weren't a tennis player?
Tough to say. I never really know the answer for this question. For sure, I'm gonna be studying university, but not sure in which part of the life.
Nice to hear from Petra Kvitova talking about the romance that can be found within Paris. If you'd like to get in touch with us, hashtag RG18. We have, though, another result. We have, though, another name to pencil in to the quarterfinals, Eli.
The name, unfortunately for you, Gigi, because I know you like David Goffin, it is Marco Cecchinato, who beat the Belgian in 4 sets. You have to say, though, that David was diminished by what seemed to be a right shoulder or upper arm right side slight of injury, and he was not playing at 100%. In any case, that takes nothing away from the Italian through to the quarterfinals for the first time in his life. Second career for this guy. Look him up. You'll see some interesting facts about him. And David Goffin, we'll see him next year.
Thank you, Eli. And still another match to come on court Susan Longland, because Caroline Wozniacki will be taken to the court very, very shortly. You can keep up to date with the results on Roland-Garros.com or listen to Radio Roland-Garros for live commentary of the rest of the action. It's time now, though, to say happy birthday to a tennis legend, because today Rafa Nadal turns 32 years of age. He will always celebrate his birthday here at Roland-Garros, and he celebrates it with a cake that is given to him by the tournament. It attracts photographers and crews and cameras. There is the cake. Rafa Nadal, look at those. Look at me, look at the fireworks on that cake.
Wow.
It's nice, isn't it?
How incredible that he has his birthday during his favorite tournament.
It worked out
Life
well,
is
didn't
nice.
it? Yeah.
Life is good.
And look at that, a big photo. Do you think he ate some? Can he eat some? Not
Yeah,
sure.
I think Rafa
A little.
indulges a little bit. Yeah,
A little spoonful, perhaps?
I think Novak Djokovic would probably have to have a gluten, sugar-free cake.
But they'd know that in advance, and that would be...
Yeah, but Rafa indulges a little.
Okay.
And he had some champagne, huh? Did you see?
Champagne too.
A little bit. Well, just like this, maybe.
So
Just
that's what's missing from here, because we actually have the Rafa Nadal birthday cake, and this is the little sugar plaque that was actually on top of. I can't hold it up.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Here we go. Here we go. Can you see it? That was on top of the actual cake we just saw. Are you two actually eating it? So I'm talking and you two are just sitting.
Rafa to bring
Oh, so
it
this
here.
is how it's going to go, is it? I'm going to talk and you two are going to sit and eat. I'm not sure we planned it like this. So while I have a little bit of birthday cake, have a listen to some fans wishing Rafa Nadal a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rafa. All the way from South Africa, man. Happy birthday.
ラファエル・ナダルさん、お誕生日おめでとうございます。日本の皆さんがお祝いしています。
Alles Gute zum Geburtstag, Rafa.
Feliz anniversaire, Rafa. Happy birthday, Rafa. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag, Rafa.
Feliz anniversaire, Rafa. Senior final, Rafael Nadal. Happy birthday.
Feliz anniversaire, Rafael Nadal.
Feliz cumpleaños, Rafa, y vamos por la 11ª.
Nick's nearly finished his cake, but someone, I don't know who, has told Eli that there was cake in the studio. Eli, it's lies. There's no cake here at all.
I don't believe you. I'm coming right back to get some.
I'm gluten-free, I give you mine.
And you know what? It's going to be too late because it's actually going to be gone. So we have some of Rafa Nadal's cake that we can enjoy very shortly, but we want to bring you the order of play for tomorrow. Now, I mentioned that Serena Williams against Maria Sharapova is third up. This is the day to have a ticket, Camille Pain, for Philippe Chatrier.
Oh yeah, what a schedule. And of course, Simona Halep, seed number one. We expect a lot about Simona Halep against Mertens. It's going to be such a challenge, tough match, because Mertens is in a very confident at this time. And we can see La Schwarzman, the Argentinian guy. We don't talk a lot about him, but he's very good on clay court against the big server, Kevin Anderson. So a lot of matches. And of course, Caroline Garcia facing Kerber is going to be a first great challenge for Caroline. And we're looking forward for this match.
Is it worth asking for your match of the day, or is it going to be Serena Williams against Maria Sharapova?
Yeah, we'll go for this because I said it was such an important match. I will stick to that.
Well, we're looking forward to that. It's time. I almost can't talk now because I'm just looking at the cake and slightly salivating. So it's time to wish Rafa Nadal. You're still eating. I can't believe this. Another happy birthday. Camille and Nick, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you very much for joining us. We will be back without cake, same time tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, reflecting on all the day's action. Don't forget to keep across everything. There's Instagram, there is Twitter, there is Facebook. You can watch the show again on YouTube. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. local time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.